Okay, so let's do another quick video. This is for my students. This is quiz number 3. So I asked them to do two programs. Write a program that asks for integers until the number entered is a negative number. The program should show how many numbers entered were even numbers. The input will be the integers. The output is the number of even numbers the user entered. We'll consider 0 as even. Negatives won't count since a negative will stop the loop. So let's jump over to Tony here. Let's make a new file. Call this quiz3.py, and we'll work on this. So this will be part 1 actually, but anyway, so quiz 3. So we want to write a program that asks for integers until we get a negative one. So in general, I've been showing my students, let's make a function called main and return something, and then we call main. Also, another quick thing is, put your name in here, put your student number, put the date, and even the assignment. So this is quiz number 3, question 1. Okay, so we'll start with that. So what we want to do is we want to ask for numbers. We're going to need to track the number of even numbers. So I'm going to make a variable called numEvens. That's the variable we want to be able to print out at the end. And we could even go at the end and right away say that the number of evens is, comma, num even. So we've got the start of the variable, and then we've got the print statement at the end. Now we've got to do the inputs. So what we want to do is ask for numbers. So here we go. So we want to be able to ask for a number. So a number is, and it's integers, so int input number, please. I always like a space there on the prompt. And we're going to convert it to an integer. And then while the number is greater than or equal to 0, I actually don't technically need to have brackets here. It's kind of my habit from other programming. So while the number is bigger than or equal to 0, that means we're going to continue. If the number is negative, we've stopped. Okay. So what do we want to do? We want to check, is the number uneven? So if the number mod 2 is equal to 0, this checks for even. If that's true, then the num evens plus assigned 1. Or if you prefer, number evens is num evens plus 1. Bump it up 1. And then what do we need to do next? Well, we need to ask for another number. Okay, so we're basically just going to copy paste this at the end of the loop. And then if they put a negative, it'll stop. If they put a non-negative, it'll come through and do the check, and we should be good to go. So let's run our program. Let's put a number. Let's start with a negative. Good, that seems to work well. Let's put a 0 in. Asks for another number. Let's put a 4 in. Let's put a negative. Seems to be working. Seems to be good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, minus 99. And there's 3 even numbers. Looks pretty good. I'm good to go on that. So you can do your improvements. Go ahead and put in the comments changes you'd make. And then, so that's part 1. Part 2, write a program that asks the user to type a number, adds it to a sum. The program should repeat as long as the number typed is not minus 99. Okay, when this value is typed, the program should show a message that shows how many numbers are added and the sum. So we need to keep track of the number of numbers. So we're going to call this nums numbers and the sum. So those two values are going to need to initialize to 0. Remembering the additive identity is 0. We're going to start with that value of 0. If none of the numbers come in because they start with minus 99, which is our sentinel value, then we're going to stop. So same thing. It's integers. So we ask for a number. And now it isn't checking is the number a non-negative. While the number is not equal to this, so I'm going to put check for sentinel value. I think I spelled sentinel correct there. And so now we don't really care if the number is even or not, so we can get rid of that. Actually, I'm going to just copy paste this. So my new variable is num numbers. Num numbers is num numbers plus 1 because we did get a valid number because it's not 99. And then we need to make the sum is the sum plus that number. And then we're just going to ask for another number. Looks pretty good. Our output message needs to change. So the output is a message indicating the sum of the numbers, not including that minus 99, and then the message of the number of numbers. So number of numbers is num numbers. And I'll just copy paste that message and we'll throw in another one. Sum of the numbers. Sum of the numbers is the sum. Okay. Look good? I think so. So we'll just review. We're calling our main function. We're initializing our two values. This is question number 2. And then we get a number. We check if it's not equal to minus 99. If that's the case, then we go into the loop. We're going to add 1 to the number of numbers. We're going to add the number to the sum. We're going to get a new number. And we should be good to go. So let's try right away with minus 99. Okay, we didn't get any numbers. And we have a sum of 0. That seems good. So let's add 2, 4, and 6, and 8. I'm going to put in minus 99. Always before you finish input, you want to think, what should it do? So it should tell me there's 4 numbers, and it should be telling me that the sum is 20. Good, so that looks good. So we should do more tests. Let's do something like minus 2, 2, minus 4, 4, 5, minus 7, and then 99. So I've canceled the numbers out, and the sum should be minus 2. And there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. I'm pretty convinced. Looks pretty good. I'm going to stop the video. Thanks, everyone. Hopefully this is useful. I'll do some more videos about different concepts in Python and concepts in programming, but I wanted to get this quiz solution video up for my students. Thanks.